All right, we're back for day 2 of our CES 2021 recap. I lost my sport coat. Lee found his glasses, and Randy and Hank are just hanging on for dear life. So I appreciate you guys coming back and doing this again. So let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah. So Lee, we'll start right with you. What caught your eye during day 2 or late day 1 of CES?
There's a lot of really interesting things that happen at CES, and we talked yesterday about the innovation, the different products, and we can probably talk about that tomorrow. But what I really want the membership to hear and understand today, for at least from my seat, is I really hope that they watch the keynote address from Corey Berry, who's the CEO of Best Buy, for a few reasons. One, she said a few things I think are really important for independent retailers. One, she said that retailers have to meet their consumers agnostically, meaning if that consumer wants to shop online, they have to meet them online. If they want to shop in store, they have to meet them in store. If they want to have just the store as a fulfillment center, which is actually Best Buy's strategy from 2021 onward, they have to meet that. So it's interesting because I want our members to really understand two things. Best Buy customers are your customers. But the flip side of that is your customers are Best Buy customers. And we know that for a fact. We know that even if you have multi-generational salespeople, you have multi-generational customers, your free delivery, the touch, the care, everything you do that separates you as an independent retailer, you need to do that. That's a differentiator. But even with all of that, 7 out of 10 of your customers, there's no exception, doesn't matter how good you think your service is, 7 out of 10 customers are okay buying from a different retailer like Best Buy. And so Best Buy's strategy is really important for our members to understand that. They have a digital first strategy. Their stores are no longer stores and showrooms, they are fulfillment centers. And Corey also said that their strategy, the reason they're able to pivot so quickly as they did through the transition is because they have invested a lot of money in online fulfillment and online shopping. So again, my message yesterday and what Mark Cuban said is 2021 is the year of digital. So I think our members need to understand.
Other point I'd love to bring up, because she mentioned something. She had a line that I think, it could almost work against them. And she was referencing specifically curbside pickup. And, the fact that I think the quote was, once a customer has a great curbside experience, they're going to expect that everywhere. Well, same goes for the retail experience with an independent. Turn that against Best Buy. Once they have a great experience with you, they're going to come back to you. They're not going to go to Best Buy. So show them that great experience.
Hands down. Our members, look, you're not going to get a better experience at Best Buy than you are an independent retailer. I don't need to tell our members that. The stats prove itself out. It's an objective statement. You just need to make sure that you're there where the customers are. But you're right. The expectation for consumers in 2021 is higher than it's ever been.
Yep. All right. So great stuff there. And we'll go down to Mr. Randy Durr. What caught your eye today?
Yeah. So for me, with the pandemic, it's changed the work environment, the learning environment, flipped it upside down. So with that said, there's a lot of manufacturers out there that provide the resources, the products that are needed to do that, right? You have Lenovo with their Think Smart Hub and their Think Smart View tablet that it enables you to not only work on your PC, but still be able to attend those conference calls or those Zoom meetings that you're forced into these days, right? So you have Lenovo and HP that offer a whole slew of monitors that can be used both for business application, learning application, and also entertainment. So they're starting to find that your rooms these days in your home are being used for multiple reasons, right? Not just entertainment, but for business, for learning, and whatever else you may see out there. So just a trend there to keep a lookout for in 2021. The other thing that ties into that is smart home, along with all that, right? We're all challenged on a daily basis with your child on a virtual learning platform that ties up your network, right? You're working from home, ties up your network. So there's a lot of things going on there as well too. So this whole pandemic, work from home, learn from home, smart home trends are here to stay, and are just going to continue to grow in 2021.
No, lots of great stuff. And that, if there's one thing I miss, it's bumping into all those different gadgets and things on the show floor. And you have the guys you want to go see, but also just stumbling across those awesome innovations is something I miss about being in Vegas. Which I don't know how often you'll hear me say I miss being in Vegas, but I said it, so it's on the record. So
yeah.
All right, Mr. Hank Alexander, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'll echo a little bit of what Randy said with some of the connected home. There's a lot of really neat things coming in, with the connected home. Connected kitchen obviously is here. There's a lot of new innovations there from some of our partners, Samsung and LG. Connected in autos, you can, have Google or Alexa turn your car on, send maps over to your car, all those kinds of things. So Randy's exactly right. The connected home, not only is it here to stay, there's just more and more things coming. Kohler introduced a lot of connected home products, and I see everybody kind of laughing and smiling about it. A lot of great new products from Kohler, new connected bathtub. From our partners' standpoint, Klipsch introduced new Jubilee speakers, a lot of new headphones. The micro LED panels from Samsung look phenomenal. Can't wait to see one of those in Randy or Lee's house. Or at the Samsung Experience Center, I guess is probably where we'll probably first see it. LG introduced an 88-inch OLED, so just a lot of new products and technology. And you're right, it's fun. I kind of do miss being in Vegas. You get to see all those things. Doing it virtually is I guess the next best thing we'll have to do for this year. And there's just a ton of new stuff. So really exciting. It's going to be interesting back half of 21 to see all the new product. Definitely.
And I'll go around the horn with one more question. I know it's virtual, right? We're all sitting at home experiencing the CES a little different. The craziness of CES, are you still experiencing it? Is it still as wild as it would be if you were in, it's a different kind of crazy, right? But are you still feeling the overwhelmed nature of CES that we would if we were in Vegas?
I'll start, I guess, in a little different way. I like it a little bit more because and I think I may have mentioned it to you, Rob, or maybe it was Lee yesterday. Every year, I miss the keynote. I've been going to CES live for a lot of years, and I always miss it. So this year, being able to catch it whenever I want, there's something to be said for that experience, and I really like it. So it's still a little chaotic, but I think it's a little more controlled, and I like the experience. So
controlled chaos, I like that. Lee or Randy?
I think I'll echo Hank's comment, and I think it underscores just the change and shift of not only the consumption of products and shopping, but just information this year. I love the fact that I can go home at 8:00, and leave the office and then digest everything kind of on my own terms. And I see a lot more of CES than I think I have before. So I commend Gary Shapiro and the CTA for the job they've done. And look, no system's perfect, but I think they've done a great job. I think what I miss is just, as Hank mentioned, all the cool stuff. Probably a very unpatriotic or not a great way to describe it, but I think there is more cool stuff and technology coming out this year than in a lot of years previous. There's been sometimes I've walked away from CES as a merchant and just been like, okay, it's just more of the same. But Samsung, LG, Sony, TCL, Klipsch, all of our top vendors they all have some really, really great gear that's coming out this year. And it always, the more they push the envelope, the better it is for independent retailers. You're not going to Home Depot to get a demo on smart home. You're not going to Best Buy to get a demo on audio anymore. You're going to independent retail. So the more complicated and better things get, the better our dealers do. So I think that's what I miss from CES.
No, that's awesome. Want to bring it home, Randy?
Yeah, so for me, I still find it a little chaotic, and it's probably more so because of trying to manage going to a virtual CES show, but still do your job during the day as well, right? But by the same token, you do have the flexibility of staying online a little bit longer, going back and seeing some of those presentations and vendor partners on demand. What I really miss about the show is just the energy from being there, right? With all the people around and seeing all the technology, the noise, the environment. So for me, you don't really get that same atmosphere watching it on a computer or a monitor. So that's my perspective on CES 2021.
No, it's all clear that we appreciate the ability to engage differently and in more aspects of the show especially with the content. But I think we can all say we'll be excited to be back out there in 2022 and running into all those cool gadgets and other things. So guys, I appreciate it. And we'll bring this whole thing home tomorrow with our last recap. So I guess enjoy the rest, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.